Welcome students. In today's class, I am going to discuss about kingdom Protista. The term Protista came from Latin word protistos, that means primitive, because it is originated from very primitive time when evolution of different organisms started in the earth. It is basically unicellular eukaryotic group. That means all the organisms are eukaryotic, but they are unicellular. So let's see the characteristics, general characteristics of Protista. Firstly, they are unicellular. All are unicellular. That means they are microscopic, because in case of single cell we can't see through naked eye. So we have to see through microscope. And all are eukaryotic. Well defined nucleus is present. Nucleus well organized and well defined. That means nucleus is made up with 4 parts: nuclear membrane, nuclear reticulum, nucleolus and nucleoplasm. It may be single nucleated or binucleated or multinucleated. In some cases 1 nucleus is present, in some cases 2 nucleus is present, and in some cases multiple nucleus may be present. Their locomotory organ basically cilia or flagella or pseudopod, or it may be absent. In some cases there is no locomotory organ. Ribosome is 80S type. Basically ribosome has 2 parts, one small subunit and one large subunit. Here small subunit is of 40S type and large subunit is of 60S type, and the whole ribosome is 80S type. This S means sedimentation coefficient or Vedberg unit, which is the characteristics of the ribosome. So here ribosome is 80S type, in which small subunit is 40S and large subunit is 60S. Chloroplast may be present in some cases. That means in some cases they are photosynthetic. Okay, I will discuss later. Reproduction through asexual or sexual mode. In some cases they are asexual, in some they are sexual. That means sexual or asexual, both reproduction may be present in case of Protista. So here the classification of Protista. There are major 3 groups: photosynthetic Protista, photosynthetic protists. That means they can do photosynthesis. They can do photosynthesis. That means they can synthesize their own food. They have 3 groups: chrysophytes, dinoflagellates and euglenoids. There are 3 groups. Then slime mold. They are actually decomposers. They decompose different dead and decaying matters. Then protozoan protists are there. They have classified into 4 groups, that is zooflagellate or mastigophora, sarcodina or rhizopoda, ciliata and sporozoa. Let us see the characteristics of these types or these groups. First, chrysophytes. This is the first group of photosynthetic protists. As this is photosynthetic protist, they must be autotrophic. They are photosynthetic. That means their chlorophyll is present. They are unicellular, microscopic and eukaryotic. Mostly they are marine. They are chief producers of ocean and known as diatom. Different marine animals actually feed on these chief producers. That means diatoms. They are the basic producers of the oceans. They can do photosynthesis. I have already told about the matter. And chlorophyll A or C is present as photosynthetic pigment. Chlorophyll has multiple types, but here chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C is present. Cell wall is very tough, very hard, and it is made up with cellulose and silica. and the cell wall is composed of two valves. The upper valve is known as epitheca and the lower portion of the valve is known as hypotheca. Lower valve is hypotheca, upper valve is epitheca, and it looks like a soap box. So these are the major characteristics of chrysophytes. Let's see the different types of chrysophytes, that is different types of diatoms, like it is navicula, it is melocera. These are microscopic image. You must know these are microscopic image. You can't see through naked eye. Okay. Next, number 2, dinoflagellates. The name suggests di means two, and flagellates, flagella is the locomotory organ. So here the main character, major character is two flagella present, one horizontal and another is longitudinal flagella. That means if it is the organism, there is one longitudinal flagella and one horizontal flagella. So these groups are known as dinoflagellates. They are also unicellular, microscopic and eukaryotic. They are mostly marine. They can do photosynthesis because it is photosynthetic protist. So they can do photosynthesis. They have photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C. Cell wall is basically made up with cellulose, and cell wall is very tough, very hard. And cell wall is composed of two valves like the chrysophytes, epitheca and hypotheca. Upper valve is known as epitheca and lower valve is known as hypotheca, and it looks like the soap box. So here all the characters are like, almost like chrysophytes. Rather these character, two flagella is present, one longitudinal flagella and one horizontal flagella. For that reason, this group is known as dinoflagellates. Here we have some images. This is Serratium, this is Noctiluca, these are dinoflagellates. You can see this is longitudinal flagella and this is horizontal flagella. Two flagella are present. Photosynthetic protist. Another photosynthetic protist, euglenoids. Euglenoids are also unicellular and eukaryotic. They live in fresh water. They can do photosynthesis because photosynthetic protists, they can do photosynthesis, but the thing is they have photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. You must remember in chrysophytes and in dinoflagellates there are photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C, but here photosynthetic pigment is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. You must remember this thing. Cell wall absent, but a proteinaceous layer that is known as pellicle present. In previous cases like chrysophytes and dinoflagellates, cell wall not only present but it is very tough and composed of cellulose, silica, etc. and it looks like soap box. But here cell wall is totally absent and a proteinaceous thin layer, very thin layer, that is pellicle, is present. Okay. Flagella present as locomotory organ and flagella, single flagella is present. In dinoflagellates you saw two flagella, but here single flagella. This is the picture of euglena. Euglena have single flagellum. Okay. And another euglena species, it is Phacus. Here you can see single flagella is present, and the green color represents that it can do photosynthesis. Photosynthetic pigments are present. That's why these are green. Okay, because chlorophyll is green pigment. Next, this is slime mold. This is another group. I have already told that these are basically decomposers. These are unicellular, microscopic and eukaryotic. They live in fresh water, but they are unable to do photosynthesis. Chlorophyll absent, but different colored pigments are present. That's why they have different coloration. Cell wall absent. Cell wall is not present, but in some cases, in spores, cell wall may be present. But in matured slime molds, there is no cell wall. Only in chrysophytes and dinoflagellates there is cell wall, but after that no cell wall is present in case of matured protists. Flagella present as locomotory organ. Here also locomotory organ is flagella. They are mainly saprophytic. That means they grow on dead and decaying materials. These are the image of some slime molds. This is Tubifera sp. After that, this is Physerum sp. These are also slime molds. Next, protozoan protist. There are actually 4 types: zooflagellate or mastigophora, Sarcodina or Rhizopoda, Ciliata and Sporozoa. The first one is zooflagellate. From the name you can see the locomotory organ is flagella, zooflagellates. So the name suggests that here locomotory organ is flagella, which may be single or multiple. It may be single or it may be multiple. Unicellular microscopic eukaryotic, this is common character. Mostly they are aquatic. This is also common character. This is single nucleated, but locomotory organ is flagella. This is the major or main character. I have already told that cell wall is absent in next all protists. Only in case of chrysophytes and dinoflagellates, the first 2 photosynthetic protists, there are cell wall. But after that, no cell wall is present. Only pellicle, a thin proteinaceous layer that is known as pellicle, is present. But here the major character is locomotory organ is flagella, and it may be single or multiple. The 2 organisms, Trypanosoma sp, this is the causative agent of sleeping sickness. The fly which carries this disease is known as CC fly. This is the carrier of this disease. That means CC fly carries Trypanosoma sp to human being. Trypanosoma gambians can cause sleeping sickness. After that, Leishmania donovani, this is the causative agent of Kala Jor. This is also a deadly disease. It is also carried by some sand fly. Okay, so these are the major zooflagellates. You can see the image. This is Leishmania. Here one flagella is present. This is also Leishmania. This is Trypanosoma. Single flagella you can see. This is also Trypanosoma. This can cause sleeping sickness, and Leishmania can cause Kala Jor. This is the characteristics of Sarcodina or Rhizopoda. The name suggests poda, that means pseudopod. So here you can see locomotory organ is pseudopod. That's why the name Rhizopoda. And all the other characters, unicellular, microscopic, eukaryotic, these are common characters. Mostly aquatic, these are also common characters. Single nucleated or multinucleated, this is also mostly common characters. Cell wall absent but pellicle present, it is also common character. But you must remember that locomotory organ is pseudopod. Here the examples, amoeba sp, this is single nucleated, Pelomixa, this is multinucleated, and you can see entamoeba histolytica, this is the causative agent of dysentery. Entamoeba histolytica. So the name suggests here locomotory organ is pseudopod. It is amoeba, and this is the structure of pseudopod. And it is single nucleated organism, amoeba. It is Pelomixa, it looks like amoeba, but here multiple nucleus present. You may see here from the image that multiple nucleus are present. This is entamoeba histolytica, causative agent of dysentery. Next, ciliata. The name suggests locomotory organ is cilia. So the name is ciliata. Unicellular, microscopic and eukaryotic, this is the common character. Mostly aquatic, this is also the common character. Next, binucleated, this is also a major character, binucleated. In previous cases, you saw some are single nucleated, some are multinucleated, but this is binucleated. Binucleated protozoans are present under ciliata. Binucleated means these they have 2 nucleus. Bi means 2. Two nucleus present. One nucleus is large and kidney shaped. It is known as macronucleus, and other nucleus is small and rounded. This is known as micronucleus. If I draw a diagram, here one is large. This is called as macronucleus. It is kidney shaped or bean shaped. One is small and rounded. This is micronucleus. So this is macro and this is micro. Okay, and cilia present at the outer, at the peripheral layer of the shell. So this is known as ciliata. So ciliata have two major characters, I must say. First one is locomotory organ is cilia and it is binucleated. That means two nucleus is present. One nucleus is large and kidney shaped, that is known as macronucleus, and other is small and it is rounded, it is known as micronucleus. Cell wall absent, I have already told about the matter. Cell wall is absent but a thin tiny layer present, that is pellicle, and it is proteinaceous layer. Paramecium, Balantidium coli are under ciliata. This is the structure of paramecium. You must know about the macronucleus. This is macronucleus and this is micronucleus. This is macronucleus and this is micronucleus. From Balantidium coli you can see this is macronucleus, the large kidney shaped, this is macronucleus, and the small rounded is micronucleus and this is macronucleus. Large one is macronucleus and small rounded one is micronucleus. And at the peripheral layer of the cell you can see numerous cilia present. Okay. And the last one, sporozoa. In case of sporozoa, the major point is locomotory organ absent. In previous cases, locomotory organ is pseudopod, locomotory organ is flagella, locomotory organ is cilia. In case of locomotory organ of cilia, the organism is known as ciliata. In case of flagella, flagellate. In case of pseudopod, rhizopoda. But here, in case of sporozoa, locomotory organ totally absent. They have no locomotory organ. All are endoparasitic. They are inhabiting inside the host body, or inside the host body cell, body tissue. That's why they are endoparasitic and they mostly harms the host. It is a plus minus relationship. One is benefited and another organism is being harmed. The beneficiary is known as parasite and the harmed organism is known as host. That means parasite living on hosts and they do harm for them. That is the definition of parasitic nutrition. But they are endoparasitic. They are living inside the host body cell. That is why they are endoparasitic or cellular parasitic. Cell wall here also absent but pellicle present. So here also some common characters: unicellular, microscopic, eukaryotic, cell wall absent but pellicle present, but the major character is locomotory organ absent and all are endoparasitic. Here the example comes Plasmodium sp. Plasmodium is the causative agent of malaria. Very important disease, malaria. There are different types of Plasmodium. Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium ovale, but you can write Plasmodium sp, Monocystis sp. So these are the example of sporozoa. They have no locomotory organ. You must remember. This is the image of Plasmodium. This is the microscopic image of Plasmodium. And the next one is Monocystis. So in today's class, I have discussed the general characteristics and classification of kingdom Protista.